Should Mike Tyson fight again in 2020? That's the question everyone's asking. And the answer has created much division among boxing analysts, professional fighters, and the overall general public at large. This question is very hard to answer, and I'm somewhat divided myself. On one hand, I'd absolutely love to see Mike Tyson fight again. Watching some of his fights while I was growing up, these were larger than life. They were an event that had the whole world talking. I mean, when Mike Tyson was champ, everyone knew he was champ. Everyone knew who the heavyweight boxing champion was at the time. Boxing has lost this sort of popularity, that sort of excitement. Nowadays, the heavyweight champ is not a household name, and that's a damn shame. Boxing could still be the most exciting sport in the world. One could argue that boxing in general suffers from its own obsession with romanticizing the past, but in the case of Mike Tyson, I'm not so sure. I feel, as I'm sure many of you do as well, that boxing was better back then. It was magical. But it's not boxing itself that was magical, it was Mike Tyson who made boxing magical. So to get a chance to see this legend again, it would be really something. And the reason we want to see him in the ring again is because he still showcases that same insane speed and power he was known for. We all bear witness of this in his 2020 training video that went viral. He still has his gifts, unlike many other older athletes that are well beyond their prime. Here's what the people who seem to be on board with Mike Tyson making a good comeback are saying. Boxing trainer Jeff Finette said in April that he believes his 53-year-old version of Tyson would beat some of the best heavyweights in the world. He said he'd guarantee that if Mike Tyson trained for 6 weeks, he'd knock out Wilder in a minute. He would hit them. If these guys are getting knocked out by Tyson Fury, who's a great fighter, not a huge puncher, Tyson will kill these guys. Mike Tyson's current trainer, the guy holding those pads in that viral video, Rafael Cordero, said, Mike Tyson has the same speed, the same power as guys 21, 22 years old. Now look at some of the comments I got from one of my other Mike Tyson videos. General Public's really excited about this. For example, Joe Cordero says, I believe with all my knowledge and years of watching boxing the last 50 years, if Mike gets the right trainer and the right fights, he can regain the heavyweight title and go down as the youngest and oldest person to win the heavyweight crown. Another comment on one of the Tyson videos from Instant on 2D, 3D graphic art and animation. Is it possible that Mike will become the youngest and the oldest heavyweight champion in boxing history? That's certainly an interesting thing to ponder, and I'm sure on a lot of people's minds. And then Max W said, am I excited to see Mike Tyson in the ring again? Hell yes. I don't care if he loses. I just want to see my childhood hero one last time. And these are the kind of comments coming from male and female alike. For example, Teresa Hennessy said, it would be a dream come true to see Mike fight again. So that seems to be the consensus among many of us. We want to see him fight again. We want to see if he can become the oldest champ. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is supposedly an exhibition match that he's going to fight. Now, on the other hand, an equally compelling argument can be made as to why Mike Tyson shouldn't fight again. Let's face facts, boxing is dangerous. You're literally trying to knock another man out cold. Fans and analysts alike are worried about Mike Tyson getting seriously injured. You're not going to bounce back in your 50s like you would in your 20s after getting pummeled for several rounds of boxing. Let's say hypothetically if he lost, it could tarnish his legacy. There's recency bias. This is what we'll remember about him, at least for the foreseeable future. And here's what the people who don't seem to be on board with Mike Tyson making a comeback are saying. Dana White, a friend of Mike Tyson, pleaded with him not to do it. Boxing analyst Kevin Iole said, the risk is too high and it shouldn't be considered. Stop this nonsense now before it's too late. Boxing analyst Max Kellerman says,
no, Mike Tyson cannot compete with the best heavyweights in the world 25 years after he was at his best, when they're 30 and 40 pounds bigger than they ever were, and he hasn't fought in 15 years.
As far as what the general public thinks, some of the commentators on my other boxing Mike Tyson video, Bill Juvo said, I just hope he doesn't get seriously injured. I mean, if you're old, you're old. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there's everything wrong with needlessly putting yourself in danger when you're way past your prime. Afterburner said, ask Chuck Liddell how the whole coming out of retirement thing worked out for him. And then FM the GOAT, he was a little more harsh. He said, Tyson, please don't come back if you want to still be alive. You're nothing, you're just an old bum boxer. So if Tyson truly wants to return the ring as he says he does, and he can pass all the required medical tests required to do so, he deserves a chance to try. This is pretty much the real-life Rocky Balboa movie playing out.
What? You haven't peaked yet?
Peaked?
Yeah, peaked.
I don't know, there's still some stuff in the basement.
What basement?
In here.
Was an annihilator, that's all I was born for. Not that person no more. And I miss him. Because sometimes I feel like a bitch.
Now, as far as his age 53 goes, there's a couple things that could be at play. One, he's just a freak athlete, a freak human being, and genetically he could just pull this off. Two, There could be some hormonal replacement at play, and Joe Rogan actually mentioned this on his podcast.
Because if he takes hormones, if he's taking testosterone and growth hormone, thyroid hormone, all the things that people do when they take hormone replacement therapy, your body functions way better at a way later age. It's different. It's very different. So if we're talking about like being a 53-year-old man in 1985, there's no chance.
Right.
Everybody fell apart. Like you'd have to like be a really, really, really rare person who doesn't take hormones and can perform like a 30-year-old when you're in your 50s. But when you're on hormones, you can kind of do it.
3. Stem cell treatments. Tyson actually talked about this himself and talked about these weird stem cell treatments. He said he's felt weird ever since taking them, but who knows? Maybe this is a fountain of youth. Maybe this is something we can all benefit from in the future. So Mike Tyson definitely has a lot of success right now with his other ventures and doesn't need to fight. He said the reason for these exhibition matches would be to make some money for charities, so you have to respect the cause. Mike Tyson says, "Imagine I went out there and fought. I could help all these people and animals we're talking about. That's what it's about." Mike Tyson has long been an animal lover and actually got into his first fistfight with a neighborhood bully who killed one of his pet pigeons. He's also known as a lover of big cats, but how could you not be? So boxing promoter Bob Arum probably has the best idea for Mike Tyson. He said he'd back a Tyson versus Tyson Fury bout for charity. Tyson versus Tyson is probably the ideal scenario. The way Bob Arum would have it play out, exhibition bout for charity with headgear and big gloves. The 89-year-old promoter said he was approached by a member of Team Tyson about getting involved in an exhibition match featuring the former heavyweight champion. Now, you got the two biggest names in boxing. This, I believe, would be a huge draw. Although still an exhibition match, it would at least feature a modern heavyweight champ. It'd be a little safer for Mike Tyson. Now, the two men could put on a show and satisfy fans' wishes to watch their hero, Mike Tyson, an almost mythical figure, fight one last time. Speaking of being mythical, look what he recently said.
Tyson explains his desire to fight again. "I feel unstoppable now. The gods of war have reawakened me."
So to sum it all up, I want to ask you, should Tyson fight again in 2020? Comment below. I enjoy reading all the comments. I'm sure many of the viewers do as well. Oh, and if you want to see more Mike Tyson videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel.
I'm back.